Joining us now to discuss the upcoming new hearings is UFO expert and retired UK Ministry of Defense employee Nick Pope. Nick, it's always good to see you. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me on.
So, Nick, last summer's hearing, incredibly captivating for many of us, from reverse engineering programs to recovery of biological material, all of these allegations and claims. What are you tracking? What do you think we can expect this time?
Well, I don't think it's going to be what the UFO community refer to as disclosure. I think disclosure is a process rather than a single event. So I don't think we're going to see on Wednesday a sort of parting of the curtains, this is it, definitive explanation. What we will get, I think, is the needle moved forward again. I'm very excited about this. We've got 4 great witnesses, all of whom are going to add value. They're all slightly different in terms of their areas of expertise, but I think they'll complement each other well.
You know, the House has not released a full witness list as of yet, but one of the names on there is a former Navy admiral. How significant do you think that testimony may be?
Well, this is going to be very significant. This is Tim Gallaudet, and he obviously has some knowledge about underwater objects and anomalies. And this, of course, is extremely sensitive because some of these things have apparently been tracking our ballistic missile nuclear submarines. But my understanding is that the other 3 witnesses are going to be Luis Elizondo from the ATIP program, Michael Gold, formerly of NASA, and Michael Schellenberger, who, of course, broke this story about this program codenamed Immaculate Constellation. So I think people are going to want to hear a lot about that.
You know, President-elect Trump has made comments in the past that he knows things about UFOs. What do you expect we may see under his presidency? Do you think that we may see more transparency from him and the Pentagon on what we know?
I think so, yes. He's dropped heavy hints that he knows something. He's been pressured, of course, to release the rest of the JFK files, which he says he's going to do early in his second term. And clearly in President Trump's mind, he links the UFO issue to the JFK issue, perhaps just in terms of public interest and the suggestion that there's a cover-up and a conspiracy. So I think if there is information there, we should look for President Trump to take action fairly early in that second term. And this is why this hearing next week is going to be very timely and exciting.
I'm so happy to have you on always, especially because of your background. In case any of our viewers don't know, while you were an employee at the British government's Ministry of Defense, one of your duties was literally wading through and investigating all of the evidence in the UFO UAP phenomenon that was coming in. Nick, are you able to share with us, was there one case in particular, one batch of evidence in particular that made you think, wow, there really might be something beyond our stars?
Well, it was a historical case called the Rendlesham Forest incident from December 1980. But what's critical about this is that this was a landing, and there was radioactivity level at the landing site that was significantly higher than the average background. All this was confirmed in government documents, and a classified intelligence assessment stated that some of the military witnesses were exposed to what we call UAP radiation. So solid evidence that there's really something to this, and it's a serious defense and national security issue.
Nick Pope, I always appreciate your time and enjoy speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.